Welcome to today's lesson where you will learn some more about expressions with exponents. The goal of today's lesson is that you know how to evaluate expressions that have both an exponent and a mathematical operation including addition, subtraction, multiplication or division. So here we're being asked to write an expression to represent this description, which is the number 5 multiplied by the square of 4. So the number 5 multiplied by the square of 4, which is another way of saying 4 squared. So there we have the numerical expression 5 times 4 squared. Here we're being asked to write an expression to represent multiply 4 by 3 and then square the result. So multiply 4 by 3, and to square the result we need to put a parenthesis around 4 times 3 to show that we're going to square this when it's done. 4 times 3 squared. So to evaluate these expressions we need to keep the order of operations in mind. Remember, parentheses, exponents, multiplication and division, addition and subtraction. So 5 plus 2 to the power of 3, there's no parentheses, but there is an exponent. So we've got 5 plus 2 to the power of 3 is 2 times 2 times 2, which is 5 plus 2 times 2 is 4, 4 times 2 is 8. So now we have an addition, 5 plus 8 is 13. The other example, 32 minus 2 to the power of 5. So do we work on the exponent first, 2 to the power of 5, or should we subtract 2 from 32 first? So let's look at the order of operations. Parentheses first. We don't have a parenthesis. The next thing is exponents. And there's an exponent which comes long before the subtraction, which is way down here at the end. So the exponent needs to be dealt with first. 32 minus 2 to the power of 5 is 2 5 times with multiplication, and that is equal to 32. 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 is equal to 32. So we have 32 minus 32, which is 0. Now let's look at these two very similar expressions here. Again, I'm going to write my order of operations here to remind me of the order. So first we've got 1/5 times 10 in parentheses cubed. So let's deal with what's in the parentheses first. 1/5 times 10 is 10 divided by 5, which is 2 cubed, and then that we can expand it, 2 times 2 times 2. So 2 times 2 is 4, 4 times 2 is 8. Let's look at the other one, the other expression. Again, we've got 1/5 times 10, but this time they're not in parentheses. So the first thing we have to do is the exponent because there's no parentheses. So we have 1/5 times 10 cubed, which is 10 times 10 times 10, which is 1/5 of 1,000. And 1/5 of 1,000 is the same as 1,000 divided by 5, which is 200. So you can see that even though these two expressions are very similar, the parentheses makes a big difference. When you work on the parentheses first, you get an answer of 8, and when there's no parentheses, the solution is 200. So be careful to follow the order of operations. And to summarize, the order of operations is parentheses, then exponents, then multiplication and division, whichever comes first as you encounter them from left to right in your expression, and then addition and subtraction. So you saw how to evaluate expressions that have an exponent and a mathematical operation. And that's the end of today's lesson.